Welcome to Wise Minds, Wild Hearts, the podcast for heart-led high achievers just like you, ready to take inspired action and achieve true alignment. If you're craving deeper influence, greater impact, and a life that genuinely lights you up, you're in the right place. I'm Kip Clark, former academic turned entrepreneur, transformational coach, elite athlete, and shameless fountain pen addict. Here, you'll learn how to leverage the beautiful wisdom of your years with the wild passion that drives you forward. Together, we'll break through those limiting beliefs, unlock the power of your subconscious mind, and create a life that aligns with your soul's desire. Ready to create the kind of impact you've always dreamed of? Let's do this. Well, hi there, and welcome back to Wise Minds, Wild Hearts. As promised, I'm going to get into the law of attraction a little deeper here on this episode because it's something I'm asked about all the time. And the reason for that is that people don't fully understand it or how to activate it in their own lives. So they go around feeling frustrated and confused. And you may have had this experience yourself where you see others around you who seem to get what they want fairly easily, and you don't understand maybe why you're not able to enjoy the same abundance in your own life. So I want to explain it as simply as possible, and I'll talk about some of the subtle and insidious ways we often sabotage our own efforts to get what we say we want. The first thing to understand is that there are two parts to the mind. There's the conscious mind, which is where our thoughts arise and where we process everything we take in through our five senses. So that's eyesight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. And we're making choices all day long about what we allow into our conscious mind. The conscious mind is also where our intellect resides, which interprets and makes sense of everything we experience. And it's also the seat of our willpower. Now, only you can control your thinking. Nobody else does that. And one of the most powerful stories I know that illustrates the truth of that statement, the statement that only you control your thinking, is the story of Viktor Frankl. Frankl was an Austrian intellectual. He had a brilliant mind, and he produced an enormous amount of research as a neurologist, a psychologist, a philosopher. But he spent three unimaginable years in Nazi concentration camps during the Second World War. He endured unspeakable things there, things no person should ever have to experience, and countless others who experienced similar things didn't survive. What makes Frankl so remarkable is the strength of his mind. And in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he writes of the epiphany he had while in the camps, which was that no matter what someone did to his body, to his physical self, nobody could harm or control his mind unless he allowed it. And of course, he didn't allow it, so he not only survived the concentration camps, he learned to thrive in his life after the war, and he had a highly celebrated career. The problem for most people is that they aren't very picky about what they feed their conscious mind, so they end up feeding it with a lot of crap. Genuinely, truly crap. I mean, how many times do you need to see somebody icing a cake on social media? I mean, sure, you can convince yourself that someday knowing how to ice a cake like that will be supremely useful, but really, is it really worth your time? If today were the last day you had to live, would you spend even 1 minute of it watching somebody you don't know ice a cake you won't eat? I doubt it. I mean, I know I wouldn't. So this is the first challenge for us. We need to be a lot more discerning about what we allow into the conscious mind, because it's through our conscious mind that we eventually create whatever results we're getting in life. Because, and this is really, really important to understand, while you can choose what you allow into your conscious mind, Your subconscious mind has no ability to accept or reject anything. And that's the other part of the mind. The second part is the subconscious mind. It doesn't say, oh, that's a negative thought, so it can't come in. The subconscious mind is wide open to receive whatever thoughts you allow into your conscious mind, and it never evaluates what it receives. So good or bad, uplifting or depressing, doesn't matter. The subconscious mind simply takes what it receives from the conscious mind and gets to work making it happen, bringing it to life. Now, the subconscious mind is truly limitless, apart from the limits that we impose on it through our beliefs. The subconscious mind is where our beliefs and values are stored, it's where our memories reside, and it's where our habits operate from. It's also the part of the mind that manages all the automatic functions of our body. So our heartbeat, our breathing, the functioning of all our internal organs, and so on. We don't even have to think about any of those bodily functions typically because our subconscious mind takes care of them all. Now, our beliefs and values and habits, they're all there in the subconscious mind too because of repetition. They've all been formed over the years. Our beliefs and values and the habits we engage in, they've been formed over the years, beginning from when we were very young and just becoming aware of the world around us. We saw things, we heard things, we experienced things. We began to form ideas and beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. And as we grow and those ideas and beliefs become more fully formed, we tend to accept anything that reinforces those ideas and beliefs, and we'll reject any new information that challenges them. And after a point, this is happening without our direct attention focused on it. This is something I'm going to get into in more detail in a future episode, but for now, all you need to understand is that your subconscious mind contains all the data that forms your unique paradigm. Now, Bob Proctor, who's the late world-renowned speaker and thought leader, he talked a lot about paradigms because he realized, he had this great epiphany as a young man, that the reason he was struggling so much in his life at that time was because of his paradigm. His thoughts, his beliefs about himself and the world around him, his values, and especially his habits had all been created through repetition over the preceding years, and they'd all been playing a part in creating a life that was far from ideal for him. So he started learning about this, and then he started sharing what he was learning. And then over the next 60 years or so, he taught many, many others, countless others, that if you're not happy with one or more aspects of your life and you want to change them, you've got to change your paradigm. You've got to change the way you're thinking, change the ideas you have, change your emotional reactions to what's going on around you, and then change your behaviors. And over time, with consistent repetition of these new thoughts, these new ideas and emotions, behaviors and habits, your life will change. And that's true 100% of the time. Now, the next thought you might have is, okay, I get it, that the conscious mind takes in information through my five senses, and I get to control what I allow into my conscious mind. I also get it that the subconscious mind can't evaluate what the conscious mind sends it, but how does the attraction piece work? How does the law of attraction actually work? Okay, well, the next part of this process to understand is that everything in the known universe is energy. Everything has its own specific energetic vibration or frequency. Even those things that appear to be solid, like the big oak desk I'm sitting at right now, at its most fundamental level, it too is just energy. Everything in the natural world, everything made by humans, everything we take in through our five senses, it's all energy at the quantum level. Even the thoughts we have vibrate at specific energetic frequencies, especially the thoughts we have. So every thought you think has a specific energetic vibration. And if everything within your paradigm is aligned with that thought, its energetic frequency will match up with the energetic frequency of the thing you're wanting to attract. So the law of attraction works, it's kind of like an enormous magnet in your life. You may have heard the expression like attracts like. That's what's going on here. In this case, the like is the energetic frequency. One energetic frequency attracts another at the same frequency. So the energetic frequency you put out will magnetize to you whatever exists at the same energetic frequency. Now, this is why people who are positive and happy tend to attract other positive, happy people in their lives, as well as happy circumstances. Now, it's also why people who have negative thoughts or ideas, negative emotions, they tend to attract negative things in their lives, negative experiences, and other negative people. They attract all that to them. So where most people get frustrated with the law of attraction is when they're thinking the thoughts they believe will magnetize what they want. So let's say it's an amazing relationship that you want with the love of your life, but your subconscious mind may hold conflicting data. So remember that the subconscious mind is where your memories, your beliefs, your values, and your habits are stored. All those components that make up your unique paradigm. So if you keep thinking, I want an amazing relationship with this person of my dreams, but your subconscious mind still holds the belief that you don't deserve to have such a relationship, you're not going to be attracting what you say you want. Your subconscious mind is far, far more powerful than your conscious mind. So if there's a discrepancy between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, the subconscious mind will win out every time. So the work to be done is that you've got to change your paradigm first. You've got to change your beliefs and your habits. You've got to change your ideas. And this only happens through intentional repetition of the new thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and habits that align with your vision for what you want. If you don't change your paradigm, which resides in your subconscious mind, you'll continue to get the same results in your life. The only way you're going to get different results, if that's what you want, is to change your paradigm through repetition of the new high vibe thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and habits. And whether you're aware of it or not, the law of attraction is operating 24/7 in our lives. It never stops, even when we're sleeping, especially when we're sleeping, actually, because that's when the subconscious mind really gets to work. When we're not using our conscious mind and flooding the subconscious with stimuli from our five senses, and we're not thinking any of the thousands and thousands of thoughts that we think when we're awake all day long, if we're not doing any of that, the subconscious mind is free to get to work attracting to us what we've been magnetizing energetically without distraction. Here's the thing. Every one of us is capable of so much more than we're currently experiencing in our lives. So much more. You know, it's estimated that the average person uses only 10% of his or her potential. 10%. So that means 90% of the typical person's potential never gets realized. Imagine if you were to double your potential. What difference would that make in your life? What about tripling it or quadrupling it? I mean, that would still mean you're using less than half of your potential, but what a difference it would make. So why not start using some of that untapped potential? Why not start being really intentional about what you want to create? What would it be like if you could tap into the unlimited power of your subconscious mind and start creating the kind of life you've only dreamed of till now? You can have the relationship you've always wanted. You can have a beautiful home, a great new car. You can have optimal health and wellness. You can have the career you've always wanted. You can have financial abundance. You can have whatever you want. It's probably not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen if you create the right conditions for it to happen. But you've got to decide that's what you want. And then you've got to take control of your thoughts, and you'll need to change your paradigm. Now, understand it could be a little uncomfortable uncomfortable for you when you start when you start changing things, especially at first, because you'll be confronted by your ego telling you it's better to play safe. It's better to stay small. It's better to stay with what's familiar. Don't change anything. Your ego will kick in big time, and it will do everything it can to try and stop you from making the changes that you'll need to make in order to get the life you want. But just know that over time and with consistent commitment to your vision, your ego will lose its hold on you, and it'll get easier and easier for you to magnetize what you want in your life. And then you'll reach a point where you can't believe how easy it all is, and you'll wonder why you didn't start using the law of attraction sooner. Now, if you really want to get to your goal state and you want to get there sooner, getting help and support along the way is your best option. So surround yourself with people who are positive, conscious creators who support you in your vision. Now, this can include getting a coach or a mentor. That's the kind of work I do. It doesn't have to be me, though. It could be somebody else. What's important is that you get the support you need. It might be joining a mastermind group. It might be attending a workshop or a weekend seminar. Whatever feels right to you, do that. Just do it. Because no matter how much we might want to make the changes, it's really hard for each of us, and this includes me. It's really hard for us to see our own blind spots. They're called blind spots for a reason. And without the help of some kind of outside support, the journey is going to be a lot harder and it's going to take longer. So make the decision. Get intentional with your thinking. Get intentional with your habits. Get support. Start to reprogram your subconscious mind to change your paradigm. The life you dream of is not only possible for you, it's what was always meant for you. So start today. Start now. All right, my friends, that's it for this episode. If this has been helpful to you, let me know. I love to hear about all the positive changes you're making in your life. And if there's someone you know who might benefit from hearing this message, please share the love, my friend. See you next time on Wise Minds, Wild Hearts.